everybody. I am Dr. Steph with Core Health Chiro, and today we have Josh who would like to share a little bit of his Core Health Chiro journey with you. Josh?
So I've been a practice member here for about 4.5 years,
Yep.
and there's been some pretty significant changes in my life since I've been under care here. Very significant things that have been very noticeable for me, and a lot of it has to do with how my body handles stress and how I deal with sickness and things like that.
And how were you able to see that?
Well, it's pretty simple. I don't get sick very often anymore.
Okay.
I used to be getting sick to the point where I would have to be in bed for, a couple, 3 days, 5 days, and anywhere up to a week. But that was happening every other month.
Okay.
And now it might happen maybe once or twice a year.
Okay.
But the other big thing that I noticed right away, almost right away, when I started under care, was that when I was around children, I used to get sick almost every time I was around children, especially my nieces and nephews. I mean, wrestling with nieces and nephews and that kind of thing. I'd always get sick after that. Since I've been a practice member here and get regular adjustments, it never happens anymore. But the other thing that has been very evident for me in my life is the way that I handle things when I do get sick.
Okay.
It's not it's no longer a rush to cover up symptoms anymore.
Okay.
I'm really in tune with how my body really wants to repair itself, and so with a combination of a lot of rest and the right kinds of things putting in my body, including the right vitamins and things like that, I find that when I do get sick or feel those symptoms, it doesn't last as long.
Good. Now, I have a quick question for you. How has being able to see the core score that we do in our office allowed you to better understand what your body's doing on the inside, and how can you then make changes for your life so that you can have a better and healthier journey?
Well, the core score by itself is helpful, but it's actually most effective when it comes with the explanation and the way that you and Dr. Barton fill in exactly what all those things really mean. And when it really helps explain for me how my body's reacting to stress, that's a really big thing in my life right now, with a lot of things that I'm involved in that can produce some pretty high levels of stress. And the core score reports really help me to quantify how my body's reacting to all those stresses, and that's really that's the main reason why I continue to be a practice member, is because that's giving me a much more clear picture of how my body's reacting.
Right. It definitely allows us to gauge your health moving forward and the stresses that you're dealing with versus guess on what's going on the inside.
Absolutely.
So if you could say one thing to anybody that has never tried chiropractic care, what would you say?
I would say that not all chiropractors are the same. And in an ideal world, they'd all have the same level of knowledge, the same manner about them, the same way that they connect with their practice members, the same way that I feel connected with here. I would encourage people to ask a lot of questions, because the more I've been around this practice, the more questions I ask. And when you've got people who you feel like are on your side and want to help you understand what's going on, that's a much more valuable thing, rather than a practitioner that may just want to make themselves feel smarter or more prestigious by telling people what to do. So I don't get any of that here. And so if anybody if you're looking for the right type of chiropractor, it's usually the person who's willing to answer a lot of questions and I would guess that the best practice members are the ones that ask a lot of questions.
And I totally agree with that. So I want to say thank you to Josh for sharing your story. But to end the day, I want to just leave yourself with a question here. This is Dr. Steph with Core Health Chiro. But my question to you is, what is your core score?